My boss told me to stop helping my colleagues. Derek Holbrook said it like it was policy, not a personal vendetta. We were in our quarterly team meeting, everyone scattered around the conference table with lukewarm coffee and half-closed laptops. Derek stood at the front, arms crossed, looking angrier than I'd ever seen him. "We need to refocus on individual productivity," he announced. His eyes landed on me. "Marcus, you spend too much time helping other people. Code reviews, mentoring, debugging other people's work. It stops now. I need you focused only on your own tasks." The room went quiet. James glanced at me. Priya looked down at her notebook. I asked the obvious question. "So, no more code reviews? No mentoring Priya on the debugging process? Nothing on collaborative projects? Only your tasks," Derek repeated. His jaw was tight. Individual productivity. That's the new standard. I understood then that this wasn't about efficiency. This was about Derek. He'd been passed over for the director promotion 5 years ago. Sarah Vega got it instead, and he'd been carrying that resentment like a stone in his chest ever since. Now he was finally doing something about it. Not by working harder, by making sure no one else succeeded, either. I didn't argue. I just nodded and made a decision right there in that meeting. I was going to follow his rule exactly as written. That night, I created a spreadsheet. Simple columns: date, time, requester, request description, project impact. I saved it to our shared drive, where anyone could see it. Then I waited. The request started the next day. Priya came by my desk Tuesday morning, nervous about a database indexing problem. I didn't turn her away. Derek hadn't said I couldn't help, only that I had to document it. So I helped her debug, and I logged it. December 4th, 9:47 a.m., Priya, database query optimization for client reporting feature. The spreadsheet now had 1 entry. By the end of the week, there were 8. James needed a code review on the critical client deliverable. Tom, Derek's own direct report, asked me a question about architecture patterns on the urgent project. I helped them all, and every single request went into the spreadsheet with the date, time, and what they'd asked for. The thing nobody said out loud was that Derek's policy was impossible. You can't build software in a vacuum. Code reviews aren't optional. They catch bugs before they hit production. Mentoring junior engineers isn't a luxury. It's how they learn. And a critical client project requires collaboration, especially when the original architect isn't available to answer questions. But Derek had been very clear. Individual productivity only. So I documented it all. By mid-January, the spreadsheet had 43 entries. By late January, it was up to 82. The entries started showing a pattern. The same people asking for help repeatedly, increasingly desperate. Priya had entries marked blocking and urgent. James's request started including client deadline at risk. Tom's architecture question had become a series of follow-ups because he couldn't get Derek to answer them himself. The critical project was beginning to slip. Code reviews were piling up because no one wanted to ask me for them. Derek's rule had made asking for help feel like a violation. Tom's module was stuck because he wouldn't escalate to Derek without risking the man's anger. Priya's features weren't being tested because people were afraid to collaborate. And the spreadsheet kept growing. 112 entries by February. 147 by early March. I wasn't refusing anyone. I was helping every single person who asked. I was just remembering. I put the spreadsheet in a folder on our shared drive called documentation. I didn't hide it. I didn't advertise it. It was just there, visible if anyone thought to look. Derek noticed around week 10. I was sitting at my desk on a Friday afternoon, the spreadsheet open on my monitor. I was updating it with that morning's requests. Priya again, this time with a cryptic error message she couldn't decode. James with another code review he needed before the client presentation on Monday. I was typing the details when Derek walked past. He stopped. I felt it before I saw it. That sudden absence of movement in my peripheral vision. I didn't look up, but I knew his eyes were on the screen. The spreadsheet was at 153 entries by then. Visible as hell. Organized. Dated. Detailed. Derek's jaw tightened. I saw it in the reflection of my monitor. For a second, I thought he was going to say something. His hand even moved like he might reach for my shoulder. Then he just kept walking. I watched him disappear down the hallway. His expression had changed, something flickering across his face that looked almost like recognition. But it didn't last. By the time he turned the corner, his shoulders had relaxed. He dismissed it. Just Marcus documenting his busy work. Nothing to worry about. He had no idea what he was looking at. The spreadsheet kept growing. 175 by mid-March. 190 by the end of the month. Every entry was a moment where someone on our team couldn't do their job without help, and Derek's policy meant they had to choose between asking for it and following the rules. The critical client project was visibly struggling now. Code was piling up in review queues. Features were incomplete. Tom's module had been stuck for 2 weeks because no one could get the answers he needed, and he wouldn't ask Derek directly without it being a formal escalation, which would just make Derek angrier. I did my work perfectly, met every deadline. My metrics were spotless, but the team's metrics were collapsing, and Derek still didn't understand what the spreadsheet meant. He had no idea I was building a case against him. He thought I was just documenting my workload for performance review purposes. Something harmless. Something that wouldn't matter. Then one Friday afternoon in early April, 3 months into his new policy, Derek walked past my desk again. The spreadsheet was open. 197 entries by then. His face went cold.